Go. Oh, I guess it's live now. Is it live now? Is it live now? Are we live now? We're live.
Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jessy Martin,
Because 90% of them are wrong. They're fucking wrong.
Max Taman,
You've got a plate of shit and you've got a bowl of shit. They're the same thing.
Scott Hartley,
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah.
John Taman,
What the hell was I talking about?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
and now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taman.
That's me. I'm the world's worst podcast host. We are, as usual, 2 minutes late. And this time it was not anybody's fault but those two guys over there and down there. I was sitting here prepared and ready the entire time. I swear. However, Jesse just did give us a delicious recipe for bread pudding that his grandmother, I think, wrote down on a piece of paper way back in 1945 and left to him. And Scott was telling us his fabulous recipe for fried eels. So,
Jelly deals. I love a jelly deal. No, I really don't like jelly deals. They're horrendous. Oh dear.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I had to wash my mouth out with soap.
yeah, you did too, didn't you?
For real, I did.
Well, you deserved it. I gotta say, from what you were talking about, I was getting sick. All right, so hey man, it's Friday afternoon. How's everybody doing? It's
Friday.
My good friend over here at the very top of the outer bands of this hurricane, southeast of Virginia, is Jesse.
Yeah, doing great. I got my holy shirt on
Oh, again?
because I did it last Friday, so I thought I would keep that momentum going.
It's good juju.
And
You did look
yeah.
slutty. You got. I
Hey.
gotta say, you look very slutty. Oh, by the way, Scott G. Sound check. 1 2 1 2. All right, I don't feel like it's him bitch tonight.
I feel like we're being saved right now for how holy I am.
My God.
Keep that storm passing over. Down below is our good friend from Barrow and Furnace, UK, Scott Hartley. So how you doing, man?
Yeah, all good. Very busy week, as always. And yeah, I'm excited. Looking forward to this game on Sunday. A bit earlier this time, thank goodness. But yeah, all good.
What's
All
up,
good.
Yam?
I take offense to that, yam.
Well, no,
It doesn't.
I'm not saying a thing. Yam kicked my ass in the Yanks versus Wanks.
He did.
Oh,
Fantasy
wow,
football game
okay.
last week. He did. He beat me last week. I am 1-2, not doing so well there. But hats off to Yam for the. Well, I don't know if did he yank me or did he wank me. I'm not sure, but he did something. Did he spank me? I guess.
He did.
See, he's got Saquon Barkley and he's got James Cook. So it's like I know. It's like he has two guys go and he's over and he's done. He beats you. So good
I
for you,
mean,
Yam.
I beat him last week, so. It's
You
like-
got Alvin Kamara. How long is all this gonna last? The Saints.
Well, he's questionable this week.
He
And
is,
I'm playing you this week.
Well, I saw that, and the Saints last week really disappointed me. I thought that they would, I thought we would at least have a decent game, but we got nothing out of them. But we will talk NFL football tomorrow. Now, all of you people that do tune in for us tomorrow to watch us pick our NFL football games and write it all down in the big embossed, overstuffed book, we will be earlier tomorrow. We will be at 12:30 in the afternoon here on the East Coast. Because we have shit to do in the afternoons, we're homeowners and shit. We got, Scott's got a hedge to trim.
I got a dishwasher to install.
You've got a dishwasher to install. That must mean you've got a date. Invite her back over to the house and give her a frickin' bottle of Dawn. Here you go.
There you go.
All right. So, and then she would say,
Yeah.
now, for all of you that just listen to the podcast, these kinds of drops don't mean anything to you.
I know.
Because there's just-
it must be awkward.
Well, let's put it this way: we got a surreptitious video of Jesse that was, he was touching himself in a funny way in a stadium, and now we put that music over it. And if you're not watching, well, you just miss it. So yeah, come on over to YouTube if you're paying attention to us right now on Twitter. For one, thank you very much, and for two, come on over to YouTube. Make some comments. Say hi to Yam. Say hi to Cameron. Say hi to Scott. Scott will talk to you. We're going to ignore you, but Scott will bring this to your attention. So, come on over. Give us a thumbs up. After all, we are responsible for this 2-game winning streak. Jesse's wearing the same holy shirt that he wore last week. I'm wearing the same shirt that I wore last Friday. Scott, you got your same underwear on?
Yeah, and the same top I had on last Friday. So yeah,
There you go.
Hasn't changed
He's got-
it since.
Right. So we're doing our part, and now you got to do yours. You got to come over here and watch us talk about the football game, which I guess we'll get to in just a minute. We are in the general bullshit phase of the show.
we are. Yeah.
You do that very well.
All right. So was there anything interesting this week that happened that we could bullshit about?
No.
Not
I mean, Jaden Daniels won both Offensive Player of the Week and Rookie of the Week.
Right. Thanks to the
second-
good people at Pepsi Cola.
Second week in a row that he's won Rookie of the Week. So,
Oh, the
cheers
colas
to him.
are available. Yeah, but there you go.
They sponsor the
Just
award.
got to put that out.
We'll take a sponsorship from any of you, really. Even RC.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
Jolt.
RC Cola and a moon pie. Jolt.
Oh, yeah, Jolt. Jolt
Jesus
Cola.
Christ. What are you?
Tesco's home brand is available. Yeah.
Tesco's home brand.
Tesco's
Jolt.
home brand. Yeah.
Double the caffeine, man. Come on.
Double the caffeine. No wonder you
I
have
have a heart attack on that. Jeez.
All right. So, hey, it's always a good week when you have a win, man. It's always a good week. That's the way I always feel is pretty much like that.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Henry.
Like Coach Simple says. You know what I mean?
That's right. Coach Simple's got it for us all. I tell you, if you can't...
Get down with the get down.
That's it.
I'm with it. I am...
No,
I
we
love,
have
I love I love Henry. He's a great dude.
Henry is an
high
awesome dude.
praise from national media. You know,
Have you?
We did. We got some praise this week. They said the Bleeding Burgundy podcast is the best Commanders podcast on the planet. And thank you very much, Rolling Stone magazine. So yeah, we
Great.
got the people from Pepsi looked at our quarterback and really liked what he did. I tell you what, pretty much everybody has been glossing our quarterback this week, haven't they?
they've been super glazing.
He deserves it.
So my wife just said to my daughter, "Oh, you want to watch a film together?" And she went, "Yeah. Can we watch a horror film?"
Oh,
and she
good.
went, "Yeah, okay." So you watch a horror film. Let her watch a horror film. It was clearly quite scary, and now I get that in the chat there. You might have to sleep in Holly's room. She's scared.
Oh, poor. Holly.
Come on, Holly.
Which movie did she watch?
I have no idea. I didn't watch it, so I've got no clue. But I don't think it had much gore in it. But I think it was some sort of psychological horror. But, yeah,
Dude, some
we'll
of the
see.
best ones, yeah. Here's a good one. If we're going to spit some garbage right now, Exorcist 3. Now, anytime you see 3 at the end of a movie, it's usually terrible. But The Exorcist was great. The second one was just a money grab that they just made it real quick. But the third one is the actual sequel. And, dude, it is creepier than shit. You'll be like,
Saw movies weren't bad, but I was always a Freddy Krueger and Friday 13th fan.
Yeah.
You know?
Slender Man. Apparently, she's saying it was terrible, but it was also scaring her. So there you go.
tell her, dude, be careful about that shit. Slender Man, especially for teenage girls. There's like this cult online about this thing, man.
Yeah.
It's some fucking weird shit. So yeah, be careful. But no, Slender Man's not real. As you can see by most all of us, we eat way too many processed foods, and hardly anybody.
Very true.
You know, if they make a horror movie about some fucking fat guy walking down the street killing kids, well, then you got something to be afraid of. Anyway, all right, so let's bring up the Commanders. We got the Cardinals this week in Arizona. One thing I'd say right off the bat.
Hold
Kudos.
on. Before we go there,
right.
You went there? Okay.
I'm not into torture porn like Saw and Hostel.
I don't like torture porn. You know, I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm not a Hostile fan either. But all right, what were you saying, John?
I don't know. Torture porn threw me right the hell off.
That's what it threw me off when I saw that too. It threw me off as well.
I mean, I'm just...
That was definitely a technical moment.
Honest to God. Back in my day, torture porn was making somebody watch Dallas.
Yeah, indeed. And what about them Cowboys last night?
Last night's game was torture porn. Look, every time I looked up, is it just me? Those uniforms of the Cowboys, I'd look up and for a second I'd go, why the fuck are the Jets playing? They just looked like the Jets to me for a second. And the fact that they only scored 20 points kind of hammered at home.
Yeah, that was very strange.
Both DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons have some serious injuries.
Serious as Parsons?
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything
it's
today.
a high ankle sprain. McCarthy came out and said that they were worse than they thought, both of them. But Dexter or DeMarcus Lawrence is worse than Parsons, but they're both bad.
Well, let me just say this then to DeMarcus Lawrence, who I'm sure is watching us from his convalescent home. And to Micah Parsons, let me just say, hey, take it easy. We'll come and get you. You'll be a Commander next year. All will be good.
Yeah, I'm not going to laugh at their injuries. I don't want to jinx our team.
I don't think
John.
I have that kind of. Well, I mean, if I have that
That
kind of pull
sucks,
in the
man.
universe,
Them being out, man, for any period of time, that's just not good for the NFL. Stay out as long as you want.
Jesus Christ, cry me a fucking river here. Scott, have you ever heard anybody cry so much in your life?
No, I haven't. No, and F Dallas and F the Giants as well.
F the
Who
Giants.
cares?
That was torture porn last
Giants is worse, man. I was so pleased we beat the Giants. That's made my year. And I could see you were very excited about beating the Giants because you hate the Giants more than anyone. I think.
I do. I hate the Giants more than any team in the NFL. I hate 31 other teams, but of all of those 31, the Giants are the worst. I tell you what. If I could throw a flaming bag of shit in each one of their lockers, I'd do it. Just that way. All right, so now we play the Cardinals. We got the Cardinals this week down in Arizona. Now, I'm going to go throw out a big thank you to Josh Harris for springing for a week's stay for the entire team and staff and coach and everybody to stay out there for a week. They went right out after the game Monday night and brought all their equipment. And, I mean, Snyder never did that.
No.
We fly out there that day and then go try to play a football game.
Well, we were talking about that, and I think imagine that 100 people. And then all the other equipment and stuff on top of that. I mean, that's got to cost quite a lot of money.
They're not staying in a Motel 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they already got planes, so it's.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Harris has already had planes, and then they acquired the plane. Redskins won, from Dan from the team. So, I mean, but still, it's a lot. It's a lot, and the hotels that they had to pay for probably they had to rent ASU's practice facility.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure the college didn't just give it here. You can have it. No, they had to pay for that.
Especially after
Did he
Jig
actually?
left
Did
them
he
in the
actually
lurch.
buy Redskins one? Did he?
It came with the
With the ownership.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had to have it fumigated, obviously. But and
I
we
think
can
they
hear
sold it for parts.
Wouldn't surprise me.
we can hear the rain coming down. That's
Yeah,
Wow,
sorry,
it's
there's nothing I
bad.
can do about that.
all
It's
right.
coming down.
Need a good rain sometime.
I just hope the power stays long enough to get this over with.
Well, I was down your way yesterday. I was down in Virginia Beach, and I went to the
South side.
I'll tell you what, man. I had an awesome day yesterday. I was on the airbase, standing out on the flight line, like 75 feet away from where they were taking off these freaking F-18s, and man,
Yeah,
go ahead.
we saw you right when you got off the short bus. They made you put your helmet on.
Dude, I had a pair of heavy-duty earplugs, and it is a funny-looking helmet. But it's a flight helmet, and I was wearing some guy's flight helmet, man, and I was sweating like a dog in it, too. But this helmet's got...
It was humid yesterday. It was, absolutely.
Noise-canceling headphones plus heavy-duty earplugs. Those jets are still loud, and they're so effing... Dude, every bone in you is shaking. If you don't clench your jaw, your teeth just start bouncing up and down. You can't help it.
We got right down the street from my parents is Langley Air Force Base.
Yeah.
And they have
F-22s
jets.
come out there.
They fly right over. The fly, and even when they fly over, I mean, it rattles everything.
They got F-22s coming out of there, the Raptors.
Just it was normal for 15 years of my life, John. Do you know what I mean? It's like, jets, man. No, we're not bothered. I told you about the situation with the Typhoon Eurofighter where he rolled up right next to me and did a quick reaction alert start. So basically they just put the afterburner straight up. And I seen him like in his single seater look at me, and I'm eating a sandwich from Subway. And I just looked at him and went, fuck's sake.
And there at the stop,
something like that, yeah.
there at the stoplight is this fighter pilot. Like turns
Right.
green and off he goes.
It's just gone. I was like, the whole car was like this. Ah! Salad everywhere. Anyway, salad?
yeah.
Really? No. Anyway, move on.
In the car. So I had an interesting week this week. All right, so yeah, we did start to talk about the Cardinals, but we're still kind of stuck in the general bullshit portion.
Bullshit. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's all right. That's quite all right. So let's talk about the Cardinals. What do you like and what do you not like? Jesse, we'll start with you because I don't know what the fuck to say.
I don't like this game, to be honest with you.
Really? You're pessimistic? What a surprise.
I'm a pessimistic. I think their offense might be a little bit too much now. It is good. It was announced today that Trey McBride is out. It was iffy throughout the week because he got a concussion, but he just didn't clear the protocol. So that does help. That does make me feel a little bit better. But man, I mean, we can't stop a street sign planted in the ground, right now. Our defense is so bad. There
How
hasn't
bad
been
is it?
There hasn't been a worse defense since 1940.
Yeah,
I mean,
man, we seem to
it's
have
that
to say
bad.
these kinds of things every year, don't we?
No, yeah, but we can't stop the pass. We can't stop the fucking run. We can't stop anything.
Right.
Anything. It's historically bad, and I know we say this every freaking year, but this
Because
year's
we're
like
just every year the people that keep the history books are like the Commanders.
We've only forced like 4 punts all season long. Think about that. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about even our offense. We've only punted twice this year. We've only forced 4 freaking punts in 3 games.
We have
no
interceptions.
No turnover. We have 1 turnover. We have one fumble.
One fumble recovery. Right.
Now, I'm going to say this, and you guys are probably going to laugh at me, but I think it's a good thing that Forbes is coming back. Because, he's going to give up plays, but every cornerback that we have is going to give up a play.
Yeah.
I think he has the best chance of maybe getting an interception.
I hope so. Well, he's going to be playing with a splint on his finger.
That's true.
The problem with that is it's so heavy. I mean, it weighs all of about 4 ounces, and he's going to have to be carrying that thing around.
That's true. That's true.
Here's the splint on his finger.
He's got the splint. Yeah.
But we need some playmaking back there, and maybe, just maybe, he can call a spark. Because I mean, look, Sinistro played all right. He did give up that interception, but I think he's better suited in the slot.
Yeah.
And we need someone to make a play in that defense. Our defensive line is pathetic.
Yes. Well, I mean, they're getting in. They just don't get home. Or when they do, they just don't make the tackle. There's been so many tackles for loss that just get away, and then it's a 4-yard gain. Scott, how frustrated are you with that shit?
I'll see you later, Cam.
Very frustrated by that, but also at the same time, I mean, what I'm hoping for out of this defense is we have to stop 2 things here. James Conner's a good running back, no matter which way you look at it. He is doing well, and up front, we can't stop the run. We can't do anything up front. I mean, one thing that was brought to my attention, Dorrance Armstrong. We actually paid him quite a lot of money this year.
Wasn't he our first signing?
Yeah. Where have you gone? I mean, people were raving and ranting in the summer, I was probably one of them, looking at his stats and saying, "Oh, well, actually, if you take his snaps,
and little time,
yeah, exactly." You think, you know what? If he can transfer that into starting, and it hasn't happened. What I really need to see this weekend is I need to see Daron Payne, and I need to see Jonathan Allen and Johnny Newton get to the quarterback in the middle. We need to keep Kyler in the pocket. If we can keep Kyler in the pocket, which is very difficult to do, I get that.
Hands up. Hands fucking
exactly.
Up. He's tiny.
Well,
if you can keep him in the pocket, then you might win this game. I mean, what's really interesting on the other side is their defense is horrible too. Mm-hmm. Their back end is terrible.
But they're 10th DVOA in defense.
Honestly, their D is really bad.
They don't have any pass rush.
Nobody
has pass rush.
They haven't got any pass rush, and their corners are terrible. Their safeties are pretty good, and linebackers are pretty good. Buda Baker, etc. That's about it.
Yeah, but I was looking at the numbers today, man. They're both in offense and defense 10th in the DVOA.
That's all right.
Okay.
I mean, offense, they're going to be all right, and you got to hand it to Kyler Murray because the chances are he's not going to be able to reach it anyway.
That's true. But he's been playing great this year.
Boom, boom.
Like, all right, so
He has.
Quan Martin has probably been playing the best out of any one of our defensive backs. I think he had a
Not so
good
much
game.
yet.
He had a good game last week. I think you got to do something with Marvin Harrison Jr. Because the three amigos over there is Kyler, Connor, and Marv, and you got to focus on something. You got to stop something. Marvin Harrison has 3 touchdowns in 3 games. I think Detroit did a good job last week in stopping him and limited him. But if you can, I think this is going to be one of those games you're going to have to pick your poison. You're going to try to bail out, stop the run, or stop Marvin Harrison Jr. But still, you got to find a way to contain Kyler Murray.
You need a big game from your front 7, all of them. All right, they need to be crashing in, and you're right. That net that controls Kyler Murray is going to have to stretch all the way across the field. I'd like to see more of these things that they were doing last week, where they had Allen, Newton, and then they had Payne on the outside. Let them try to let them do something that makes those tackles on the other end think about what the hell am I doing? Because otherwise, they've just been too easy to push around. When it comes to picking your poison, Sanistril played against Harrison quite a bit, right? So, I mean, there's a bit of history there, and even though I don't think he should be matched up with him one-on-one, I think he'll be able to maybe give some insight to be able to how to stop him, even though they only did once. So, it's always pick your poison with this team because we can't stop the pass no matter what we do. Benjamin St. Juste just doesn't look.
You're right. I think it's going to be difficult, but it's one of them games where maybe Scal said yesterday for us, and I agree with him, it might be another Jaden has to put this team on his back again for this game, and we have to rely on the offense. He can't, you're right, but we just have to do something on defense.
The thing is,
otherwise, you're looking at it and saying, what is this coaching staff doing with this team? Because we have players, irrespective they are professional players. We know it's awful, but you would say that front 7 would be our strength going into this season.
That's where I'm disappointed.
When you look at
say that, but you have people like John Allen jogging to a runner to the outside.
I completely get it.
No push inside. I don't think that has anything to do with coaching.
How many? Well, I mean,
no,
depends.
I don't.
How much is their rotation? How? I mean, the defensive tackles get rotated more than anybody because they're fucking big as shit.
But still, you look at the snap counts, man. I mean, Newton and the others are playing less than 20%.
Yeah, Newton had like 18 snaps last week, which is I can't complain about that because the guy he never practiced, and I said that early when we were talking in August. The first time he gets on a field this year is going to be against another team. So bringing him along kind of slowly makes sense. The problem where we are is that the rest of the guys, they just don't have enough time in rotation, I have to think. Because Allen, I've never seen him loaf it before. I've never seen anything.
He has
like
this
Neither
year.
have I. I think Deluxe has got a great point there, and Scouse's point is probably right. I think it's a shootout game as well. Deluxe is saying there, I say commit to stopping the run and shade to Marvin's side. Let the others try to beat you. Yeah, I agree with that. And if you can contain Kyler Murray, that's where you're gonna win this game. No doubt about it.
That's the hard part because
of course it is because
you go back to week 1, Baker Mayfield. I mean, he's even more slippier. He's even more. Kyler's more slippier than more slippery than freaking Mayfield. Kyler's going to get his. I can guarantee it.
The thing
I think so too.
Baker Mayfield would squeeze out of things, right? And then he'd make a throw. Or he'd take off running for 6 or 7 yards and duck down. But what Kyler Murray will do is he'll squeeze out of this one, circle around back that way, come around this way, squeeze out of another one, circle around this way. Meanwhile, you're trying to cover on the back end, and you just can't. You can't. Without causing a penalty, you can't cover that long. And he's going to keep that play alive. It's like watching kids play football. They run around back there forever,
And Kyler's QBR, man, he's over 100. I mean, he's balling, man.
He's my fantasy quarterback.
Good.
I heard
my fantasy quarterback.
Oh wait, there we go.
I'm just saying.
I heard he got pickpocketed. Did you hear that? Kyler
I
Murray
didn't hear he got pickpocketed.
he got pickpocketed, and I thought to myself, how the fuck did somebody stoop so low?
Hey,
That was terrible. I'll be here all week. Hey, make sure you take care of your waitresses and bartenders. They're working hard for you. So defensively, once again, just like every week, we are going to have problems because everybody has a damn good wide receiver out there. And Greg Dortch is a guy that can also get it done, man. He's the guy you better pay attention to him. You don't just try to ignore him and think, okay, we got to do everything to get Harrison, because Dortch can fly and Kyler likes to hit him. So
yeah, I think the plan should be St. Juice on Dortch, and then you shade like Deluxe was saying with Forbes and your safety
right
on the other side with Harrison.
chin.
You know, you Scouts was saying earlier this is going to be a shootout. I absolutely think the only chance that we have winning is winning a shootout, but we can't keep putting that pressure on a rookie quarterback. That's just not.
Do you know, though, that when you have an elite quarterback, which I'm not going to go ahead and put him on that pedestal
Can't do that
yet, but that's how these teams win. All right, when
He
have that kind of
played an
quarterback-
elite game. He's not there yet.
I get it. That's what I said. I'm not going to put him on that pedestal yet. But if that's what you're going to be, you're going to carry the team. You know, that's just how that works. I want to see more out of the run game. It's going to be interesting to see what they do to compensate for Austin Eckler. Did they bring anybody up from the practice squad yet?
No, I don't think they do that till Saturday, either Saturday night or Sunday. McNichols got the captaincy for the offense.
He did.
Or one of the captaincies. Him and Allegretti.
Allegretti was the other one, wasn't he? Yeah.
Allegretti and then Quan Martin. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know they gave it to him to McNichols for that block last week.
Oh yeah,
That
and
was-
well deserved too. I mean, McNichols came in for Eckler and laid that motherfucker out.
He threw him over backwards, just
That was
flattened him.
fucking
That was
awesome.
great. That was great.
That was awesome.
All right, so offensively, what are we looking at? I mean, we say that we don't want him to
Okay,
carry
Kelly,
the team.
thanks for being with us.
Oh, hi. Nice to see you. Who are you?
That's
Kelly.
It's Kelly.
Kelly. Oh, hi,
Kelly. She sat with us in at the game. At the game.
And went to Theismann's as well to see her.
Theismann's, yeah.
And the others from the DC Troop team.
Yep.
Oh,
Like 3 years ago, she forced beers down my gullet as at the Rocket Bar.
Force
Yeah.
beers on you. Okay.
Yeah,
I think
she
it was
made
more-
fun
I
of
think
me.
it was
She
m-
made fun of me because I was drinking too slow because I was double
Correct.
fisted, and she said you need to
Double
chug that."
parked.
You were double fisting. First thing I want to know is, Kelly, what
No.
were you doing in a bar like that? And two, how the hell could you? Would they give you a straw at the bar or something? I don't know how you could possibly drink anything.
No, Burroughs just kept ordering, and it was just like, geez.
I think it was the point where you had two in your hand, and I walked back with another two. You were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, this isn't good."
Well, as much the Deluxe is like, get back to some goddamn football. We don't want to
We
hear
need
about
to talk about football.
Jesse,
Yeah.
Jesse and his weird bar habits. All right, so I don't.
Crowder is out. Not that
Has
we've
he-
seen Crowder because we
No.
haven't punted. We haven't made the other team punt the ball, so we haven't needed a punt returner.
Right.
So is it who's returning kicks? Is it Igbenogany returning kicks, or is it?
He did last week.
It was
Deluxe seems to think we'll bring Kaz up. I'm thinking, they had Igbenogany do it last week. They had Zacchaeus back there.
That's
Look,
right.
I'll
Yeah.
tell
I
what,
think you have to go. I don't trust Kaz with the ball in his hands right now.
No, but I do know. We opened up some nice holes, and if we've got a decent enough runner back there that has some good enough vision, like Eckler, we can bust one. We've busted two of them in two weeks. One of them called back for a ticky-tack foul, and another one he got caught at the 20, something like that.
Yeah.
But that's a big part of the game now, especially if teams are going to keep kicking it to us. If they're going to kick it to us, fucking A.
I don't think other teams have to worry about anything until Eckler gets back into the lineup, though.
Tell you what, though, the way that they're playing special teams right now, when you saw last week the first special teams play that we had, fucking Reeves went down and just fucking creamed it.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
crushed this
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
We saw great play out of Percy Butler. We've seen great play out of the rookie that doesn't believe in outer space.
Tyler Owens.
Tyler Owens. So the point I'm making is that they're well coached, and I think that I'm not going to say anybody you put back there, but if you got a guy back there with some vision, those holes are opening up. Our blocking is getting done, and that's the thing for me. And we said it earlier in the offseason that this thing has the potential. Once you get past the first line of defense, there's a lot of grass in front of you. So.
You know, Kelly, about Forbes returning, I mentioned earlier that, I think all of our cornerbacks are getting burned. So might as well have Forbes back, kind of welcome him back and hope that he can make a play. I think him, out of any of the cornerbacks that we have, has the best chance of actually making a play on the ball. So hopefully he's able to do that. So, I mean, we need something. We need to try something. We need something new because what we have right now is just not working. It's just not working at all.
Do you know how Kyler Murray greets his friends?
No.
With a microwave.
Oh,
look,
dear.
I'm not charging anybody a dime, so shut up. You didn't pay any cover charge.
Genuinely though, when we saw him in real life, he was tiny. He was probably a little bit taller than me, just. And that's not big.
Remember that dude? That dude flicked a cigarette button. It almost knocked him over.
No, that was Emmanuel Forbes.
No, Emmanuel Forbes. Look, I agree with Jesse. If he can make a play back there, something's got to spark something up back there. So it's a whole concerted effort, as we all well know. And I'm looking for a better game out of our linebackers to be able to keep Kyler Murray hemmed in to the point where we make him throw it. Don't just let him keep fucking running around in circles back there. Make him throw it. And if he can make him throw a bad throw or when he doesn't want to, then maybe we can make something happen.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to expect. I fully expect, and I am going to put money on this for Marvin Harrison Jr. to get a touchdown. That's a given.
Easy.
If you're betting, man, or a woman, you have to bet on every wide receiver that plays us. You'd be foolish not to.
Yeah.
If they have an elite wide receiver, you'd be stupid not to bet on that.
They don't have to be elite, they're bub.
No, they don't. No, it could be an elite wide receiver's brother-in-law. Put him out there, and he's going to do it. But
Kelly, I think we can win this game too. But I'm worried about it. I'm worried we're putting way too much pressure on the rookie quarterback right now. I think we need other parts of the team to do their job, which they haven't.
We know that.
This team Jaden has put this team on his back since week one. Everybody's got to step up. Someone, especially the defense side of the ball, they need to make a play. The holes are open wider than the Cumberland Gap, and wide receivers are running free. So something's got to give Jaden some help. He can't do it all on his own.
To be fair, I tried to run through the Cumberland Gap one time and I got tackled by West Virginia. So not as easy as it seems. All right, and I think that we can win this game. I think that we are capable of playing with anybody at this moment. And I think when you say we are putting too much pressure on Jaden Daniels, I'm thinking you're talking about fans, because I think, honestly, the coaches, they haven't put too much pressure on him, because I think what he has done is he's shown them he's not going to make the mental error. He's not going to try to force things that aren't there. What is it that I was listening to today? Colt McCoy was talking. He was saying that with Cliff Kingsbury, he's much more happy to say, okay, take the little dink and get me to 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6, instead of 2nd and 15 or 3rd and 10. And Jaden's doing it. So he's not making the crushing errors, and he's not trying to overdo anything. When he takes a shot, it's there. That pass that he threw to Terry with that guy in his face, it's an incredible play. It's a play for the ages. But that ball come right down the chimney. That was a perfect throw, and it was there. He was open. He had to step on it, and just so I can really just let this thread play out. One thing you hear about rookie quarterbacks all the time is that they don't understand what NFL open actually is. And I think Jaden is starting to see that. We were saying that in the first 2 weeks. Look, he's got to let it go. And he's starting to see it.
All those games that they played in the offseason with the trash can, you remember they did it not only in training camp, but when they went to the Jets and even the Dolphins, they put a trash can out like 30, 35 yards out. And they had a competition to see who made it, and it dropped it in the bucket. And Jaden was the only one that did that, and that was the pass to Terry right there. I mean, that arc on that ball, had to be so high and so dropped so perfect down. Because I mean, when he got rid of that ball, Terry was on the 19-yard line. Think about that for a second.
Yeah,
19-yard line. He didn't. It was before Terry did the double move as well too. That ball was in the freaking air. It was perfect.
Did you see the stats on it though? Did you see the next gen stats on it? It was a 1 in 17,000 chance to get that touchdown, and we got it, which is incredible. It couldn't have been placed any better. No. Also, when you're talking about what Jaden's, the trash can and Jaden's development, the VR headset has to be doing
100%. 100%.
And I mean, are other quarterbacks using that technology? I don't think they are. I really don't think they are.
Not yet.
Some are, but they don't. But Jaden used it. He's been using it since
college,
junior.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So.
Well, I tell you what, they play another trash can game in Arizona with Kyler Murray. It's called "Try to Get Out of Here," and everybody gets to bet at what time he finally gets over the top. Terry is also amazing.
Let's just hope he's up late playing video games. Who knows?
Yeah, I'd like him to do that. I'm thinking that Noah Brown's going to have a big game this week. I like the way he's progressing into the offense, and I tell you what, when he does catch the ball, you can just see his size. I like that slant over the middle where he head faked that giant right out of his shoes and was wide open. I want to see more of him involved in this game.
I need Ertz to score a touchdown. I really do. Yeah. I have him in a couple leagues, and I always do a prop bet, Ertz prop bet, because the numbers are so high. Score a fucking touchdown this week, please.
We've seen McCaffrey coming along.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Yeah, he has come on. You can see this offense is starting to click, especially around different targets, right wherever it is. De'Ami Brown hasn't caught on to become the the off-season darling as he normally is, to bring that form into the season. But I don't think it matters. We just
last week
he had a nice little tunnel screen last week, and he did get the shit knocked out of him.
Yeah, smoked.
I bet he's still feeling that great.
But we've just got. We just got to make sure that we can have a run. Do you know what I mean? We can have a run game, because with Eckler out, Brian Robinson didn't do an awful lot. In the run game, he was broken up.
Listening to Cincinnati, I listened to some opposing podcasts and stuff, just try to get a scoop. They're the one that's put on by the team, and I mean, they said they were going to focus on stopping Brian Robinson, and that's what they did. And you could tell that was they did not want Brian Robinson to beat them. He's going to have a big game. I think you can definitely run against the Cardinals. I
think we can run against anybody.
Yeah, true. Especially without the offensive line playing. Whether Scouse wants to believe it or not, they're playing great right now, and I'm talking about all five of them. Even Wiley had a fantastic game. And Kelly, I like Sennett too. I think he's going to be more involved later on in the season. He's still a rookie.
He was involved last week. He was. There was one play he was just wide open, and Jaden just didn't see him. And I think Jaden took off on like a 4 or 5 yard run and slid, but he just didn't see him. That was all there was to it. But McCaffrey was lucky he went out of bounds instead of going into the end zone. Scouse is right about that. I also want to on that play.
It did bobble.
There was a couple of people that were saying that he actually stole that ball from Ertz. Ertz was there, and McCaffrey just flew across.
No, it was Noah Brown that was there, and I don't believe that. I think that was McCaffrey's all the way, because McCaffrey was coming. He was coming across the field, and he actually Jaden didn't throw the ball in time. He should have thrown it before he got to the hash, and he didn't. He waited, but he was looking at him the whole way.
Okay, yeah, it was a good play. So yeah,
he wasn't shitting pass protection. You need to go fucking watch the goddamn game. Jesus Christ!
You know what happens. Scout sits down in his easy chair to watch the game, ridiculous. And before you know it, he's out. Look, I think that we can offensively keep up with the Cardinals. I'm not too concerned about that. It's stopping James Conner, and it's keeping Kyler Murray in the fucking pocket. And
the biggest thing for us this week,
with people all around him.
They're going to
Sorry, John, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, please, go right ahead. I got nothing left to say.
I was just going to say the biggest thing for us is Trey McBride being out. He is an absolute beast at tight end, and for him to be still in the concussion protocol is quite a big.
That definitely
big deal.
helps. It's one less thing, one less player we got to worry about. But I mean, Connor is. I think Connor scares me more than Marvin Harrison Jr. To be honest with you.
They can control the game if they can get it running like
Exactly.
that. But by the same token, so can we, and we know that Robinson is capable of doing it. And I don't care whether they say they want to try to stop him or what. You know what? The way Kingsbury's running this offense, go ahead, give the ball to McNichols. Give the ball to Wiley if they bring him up, and watch what he can do.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to key on Brian Robinson, that's fine. Let's go 2-back sets. One thing that I'll tell you, I'm really starting to like Cliff Kingsbury. I was liking him in the offseason, especially when he yelled at Chick Hernandez about his hat. But he's a no-shit kind of guy. And he makes that defense defend every blade of grass on the fucking field. It doesn't matter what the hell they're doing. They're throwing it to backs. They're throwing it to tight ends. They're throwing it to wide receivers. Jaden's running outside the pocket. They're running quarterback runs that are designed. They're running all kinds of shit, and they're making them figure it out. You know, that play to Eckler in the Giants game where he had the whole fucking offense and defense going one way, and then Eckler was over there.
Mm-hmm.
They bit that like a freaking hungry fish. And you know he's got more of that. And the more Jaden shows him that he's going to take care of that ball, the more of it he's going to open up. And I'm excited about what our offense can do. And I don't concern myself with the other team's defense at this point. How about that?
You know, there's still a lot of pieces on that team that was there when Kingsbury was there too. So I think you got to take that in consideration as well. You know, there probably coaches are in Kyler's ear wanting to know Cliff's tendencies and stuff like that. Hopefully that won't matter. Hopefully, you know, with Jaden being as good as he is as a rookie, that won't come into play. But I don't think this is. I don't know, man. I just don't. I don't like this game whatsoever.
You never like a game, though. You're always Mr. Trepidatious. What about you, Scott? How do you feel about this game? Give me a 1 to 10 confidence.
I'm going to go an 8.
An 8?
I think we win this.
Last week you were a 4.
Yeah,
Wow.
and after Monday, I think I don't want to get off this train. Maybe I am drinking the Kool-Aid, I'm wearing rose-tinted spectacles, whatever you want to say. I think we win this. I think we win this, not handily. I think it's going to be close, but I do think we've got enough firepower and enough offense to beat this team because their defense is just as bad as ours, Jesse. I promise you that. I promise you that.
They don't have a pass rush, but I mean.
And then you look at their offensive line as well. They've got offensive linemen that are out, so hopefully that'll mean that we can. You know, they have one who's got a season-ending injury from last weekend. I mean, Kelvin Beachum was on the injury report as well this week for them. That's their backup left tackle. So, you know, there's ways we can win this game. But it is down to the defense. Defense just has to step up as well.
Yeah.
It can't just be on Jaden's back,
Absolutely.
which is a problem.
Make them fucking punt more than once a game. Make them punt. Let's see their goddamn punter.
I don't know if they're going to be able to. I don't know if they are. I mean, I think this Cardinals
Canada
offense
Mike says it'll be over by halftime.
is going to do whatever they want to our defense. This defense has not given me any hope whatsoever that they can stop anything.
You shouldn't have any. But all it really takes for Kyler Murray is one shot. The dude is only this big. And let's hope that whatever happens to him, the next stage that he has in life comes with a ladder because otherwise he might just be fucked. Look, we are hell with fucking mobile quarterbacks. Daniel Jones makes us look
Yeah,
bad.
absolutely.
We just don't like mobile quarterbacks. And I guess the good news about Kyler Murray is he doesn't take it past the line of scrimmage that often. The bad news is that he runs around behind the line of scrimmage, like I said, like a fucking 10-year-old out there playing in the front yard and makes things happen. And that's where you really start to get in trouble. So last week, I don't worry too much about it. Sanastrill one-on-one with fucking Jamar Chase, anybody practically, except maybe Surtain one-on-one with Jamar Chase is not going to work out. This week, I'm with Deluxe. Shade over to Harrison. Make Dortch beat you. Make Dortch beat you. And unfortunately, he can. Sell out to stop Connor. I would say, if you got one defensive end that you really don't care if finishes the game, send him out there in the first quarter to just jump off sides and crush Kyler Murray's head. We'll take the 15 yards. Who's their backup?
The Cardinals' defense is twice as good as our defense. If you think about it that way, they're 17th.
That's like this shit tastes twice as good as the last turd I ate. That means
Exactly
nothing.
that. I mean,
So
look,
if
it's
they
week
can stop
three,
us,
nothing.
if they can
Zero
stop us
times
twice,
2 is 0.
if they can stop us twice, they're going to win the
Right.
game. They're going to win
It's
the game.
week 4. We've won a game on national TV in front of a massive audience. We never do well on Monday Night Football. Let's
we
just
played a
keep
bad
on this
defense, though.
train. Let's keep on this train. You're saying we played a bad defense. This
We
is a
made
bad
that defense
defense we're
look
going
bad.
against.
No, it's not. It's not really
It
a bad
is.
defense. It's an average defense, which is not bad.
come
It's
on,
not
man. Come
particularly
on, man.
good, even though the DVOA has them as top 10.
We'll see. Just get on the hype train with me, Jesse.
DVOA
I'll buy you a
ratings.
ticket.
It's
I'll
not,
buy
it's
you
not
a
bad-
ticket. Come and sit next to me.
It's an
good.
average defense.
Let's
The
be
DVOA
positive.
rankings are better rankings than like any other rankings out there.
Oh my God, you should run for office. Every fucking politician can come up with a statistic and spin it wherever way they want to spin it. Come on, man, get on the hype train with me. The next stop is the Super Bowl.
I will not get on the hype train until I see our fucking defense do better. I don't see it. I don't see
No,
it.
look, dude, I get you. I completely understand where you're coming from. I'm just messing.
I got all the
This
faith
week's
in the
fine.
world in the offense, but our defense is worse than I could ever have imagined this year.
You could have imagined it pretty bad. I'm surprised at how bad it is.
I
The
found
linebackers
this-
especially.
I found this as well, John. It's Jesse's resume for PFF. He's putting it in.
Oh, okay. I thought that might have been today's list.
I don't have a list this week. I really don't. So that's terrible.
You should make a list of
I'm a
weeks
terrible.
that Scott doesn't have a list.
Yeah, true.
I don't know what you're
It's
doing.
funny
I'm
that
having a poo.
like everybody like shits on PFF because they don't agree with PFF.
I'm not having a poo.
Doesn't make any sense, but every NFL team uses PFF. But I mean,
They do.
I'm at the
Like-
point where at this juncture, the offense is clicking.
make it
And
make
if-
sense.
100%.
If the offense is clicking this good, I'm not going to say you don't need the defense, but in this kind of a game, you can win without having a great defensive stand. I want to see the defense get better, but I am also resigned to the fact that our corners are fucking terrible, and there's nothing we can do about
Agreed.
that until next year unless we make a trade. And I don't see them making a trade.
I don't.
I do.
see,
I see that at the
look,
trade deadline.
Yeah.
The corners, and that's where people get it so fucking wrong. Is if you cannot produce a pass rush, I don't care if you're fucking sauce
I
guard,
agree, but it
you're
doesn't
not
make any-
going to be able to hold a fucking receiver
Listen,
for the
it's
whole
not
play.
like-
You can't.
not-
Nobody can.
True, but it's not like our goddamn corners get blown by. All right, St. Just is right there, quoting Coach Simple. Look up, look. All right, he has the worst technique of any starting cornerback in the fucking league. He cannot goddamn break up a pass to save his life, and he's right there with him. He's right there with Mike Evans. He's right there with goddamn T. Higgins or whoever was with Jamar Chase last week. He's right there with him, but he can't. The dude just fucking reaches right over him and takes the ball. So until they learn pass,
Actually, how it played out, but okay.
I'm sure there's some other way that you could have seen him draped all over him like that and not make a play on the ball. But this is a hallmark of our cornerbacks. When that ball's coming in, they are clueless that it's coming in. They're doing
They're
things.
not
that have-
clueless. They don't have eyes in the back of their head.
Dude. You gotta be looking at his eyes, and when they go up, when he goes up, you gotta put your hand.
When you're
through.
trailing somebody,
St.
you
Just is
can't
right
see
on
through
his
their
chest.
fucking helmet, John. That's
St.
not
Just
how
is
it
right on their
works.
chest. Then why doesn't every cornerback get roasted like they do? We
I'm talking
technique.
about that particular fucking play.
I'm
mean,
talking
he
about-
was
it's more than
was
just that play. This is a hallmark for them. They do not make a play at the ball, or when the ball's coming down, they don't go up through the middle. They don't do any techniques to try to break it up, other than to go. Oh my
you
God,
can
oh my
say
God."
that for pretty much every fucking corner in the damn league, though.
I could, and I'd
don't
be a
think so.
fucking stinking liar if I did. Damn, I'd be one of the most dead wrong motherfuckers there was.
Every corner that gets a touchdown thrown on them, I mean, they don't all put out their hands because they don't
No.
necessarily know the ball's fucking coming.
Well, but
The,
at the, same
the receivers aren't running down like this for
time,
5
No, I know
seconds.
that. Hey, I get it.
You
but
know, they
what?
don't.
This
They don't.
happens to them every
Because the
time.
second they put their hands up, not if the ball is coming or not coming, they lose all. They lose it. because you lose your fucking balance.
Look,
You have to time it up perfectly, and it's not.
I'm going to go back 4 weeks. Scotty, tell me if I'm wrong. If I wasn't saying we're going to spend the first part of this season listening to Jesse make excuses on why these cornerbacks keep giving up touchdowns.
It's not excuses. It's fucking facts. I mean, perfect passes are indefensible, and that was a perfect pass.
I agree. It's a passing.
Okay.
It's a passing league
It's
as well.
indefensible.
But
That's not what it all is.
You also can't. You're going to have to jam at the line, or you're going to have some sort of technique to do something.
You have to have some ball skills.
You can't be sitting
Running
5
full
feet off.
speed. Running
Brian,
full
has
speed.
Brian
Oh,
St.
dude,
Just
I get
ever
it.
intercepted a pass?
Benjamin, yeah, but
No,
think so,
whatever
no.
his name is. Call him
I
Billy
know.
for all I fucking care. I want him gone, all right? Call him Jimmy, get the fuck out. Because he has no technique with the ball. Neither one of them do. You can see times when they're there with the guy, the ball comes down, and they do nothing to disrupt the pass.
Yeah. I understand that. I completely understand where you're coming from with that one as well. But playing off people too far in man is very difficult to give. You're trying to give that space to separate, and the wide receiver's going to beat you all day long. You're doing this backwards. It's so difficult to do. You're running backwards, trying to be at the same speed.
That's called.
Yeah.
Those are called. It's not on the corner right there. That's the play call. The coach's calls for press or how they play it.
Right, and sometimes you get corners like in the past. You had like Lester Hayes that would get up in some guy's face on every play. But even still, no matter what, Scott, they're running backwards because that's how corners played. Because they're trying to diagnose the play quick and then they turn their hips when they think that they see which way it's going and go. The problem with him is I see St. Juice running with him. I just when the ball comes down, he doesn't do anything, and the ball gets completed. But he's there. He's I've said it a lot of times. I like the way he harasses the ball, but he hasn't been. So,
I mean, there was the play with
simple as possible.
Oh, please, talk down to
especially for that play.
Let's please tell me how simple this is.
Jamar Chase, you ever heard of the term late hands? Late hands.
Okay, so
late hands. I'm asking a question.
What about this other receiver, or this other receiver, this other receiver,
I'm talking about this fucking play right here, man.
That one play.
One play, late hands, all right?
One play.
I mean, you're running full fucking speed, as fast as you fucking can, fast as that any one of us have ever run in our lifetimes, probably 10, okay? He puts his hand up. Oh, the ball's coming because I got eyes in the back of my fucking head.
No,
he
you don't.
He loses all fucking leverage, all leverage. He doesn't know when the ball is coming. He does not know when the ball is coming
because he has no awareness of when the ball should be coming. He doesn't have his eyes on the field.
They're 15 yards from the fucking the end
No,
zone.
they're not. He's at the
If he
corner of
puts
the
his
end
hands
zone.
up, he loses
He's right
all
at the-
fucking leverage.
He's at the pylon when that ball comes in.
No, it's not.
He doesn't run that ball in the end zone. He catches
Get
that
outta
ball and he's
here.
in the end zone. I'm not going to get out of here. Tell you what, our corners fucking suck. They don't know how to fucking break up a pass. And no matter how many ways you give me excuses for why they can, they don't.
That was a perfect pass. There's not a damn thing any fucking corner would have been able to do about it.
Well,
Period.
it seems to happen to us all the damn time. That's the thing I'm
Period.
trying to say about it. Brenson St. Ghost is terrible. All right. Forbes has to make a play tomorrow. We have to have something strike something.
Got to just have something work. We've got to have something work.
Yeah, something. Well, again, I think it starts all up front. You got to make Murray throw it when he's not comfortable. Try to do something. Try to get in his face. All right, so let's do some X factors here while Jesse's mad at me. X factor. X factors.
Who's your X factor?
Who's
on
your
offense,
X factor,
Jesse?
Jesse?
Come on.
I don't give a fuck. We're gonna lose
He's
this game.
mad. Now we're going to lose this game. God damn it, John, you suck. We're going to lose.
Have you got to have an offensive one? Come on, it's got to be Jaden, probably, is it?
No, it's going to be Brian Robinson Jr.
He has to be. Yes, him and Zach Ertz. That's my X factor, Zach Ertz. What about you, Scotty?
Well, it's got to be Jaden Daniels. That's where I'm going with it. He has to have another brilliant game, similar to what he's done before. I agree with you. Your X factors are probably more pertinent than mine. I think that Robinson and Ertz have to have big games as well.
Really, we've hit the top three on the head right there. Those three have a big game. We're going to win this game. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And I don't think it doesn't even have to be a big game. I don't think Jaden has to throw for 300 yards to win this game. We just have to control the clock, control the ball. Yeah.
It might be a bit of both. It might be a bit of like the Giants game where we drive consistently for 10 minutes, but also at the same time having that knowledge and that ability to throw a quick ball to Terry down the sideline, something like that.
Get the other wide receivers involved too. I also think that I'm over worrying about penalties. Yay? Nay?
No. I mean,
No, I'm not,
Like the fourth quarter last
Two
week
in the fourth quarter, yeah.
was really fucking like it,
Petty.
I think like that was when, oh shit, we're gonna fucking
Yeah.
this is
close.
coming down. Like I thought we were shitting the bed right there. So that's a little worrisome right there because it was.
Yeah.
I mean, they played a perfect fucking game as far as like penalties.
As an old guy, I can
Till
tell you that's a
them.
bad feeling, you know? No shit.
But like you're gonna have penalties. Fucking just don't do it in the fourth quarter when you're trying to when you're
man.
playing a close game
Yeah.
against a team that's like above your pay grade.
Well,
It's just bad timing.
more to my point is I don't worry about the discipline. That's where I think 99% of your penalties come from is poor discipline. And I think these guys are well coached. You know, they're not going to play perfect football. You know, they'll have a problem here and there. And again, these refs are terrible. We saw last night, I think it was one of the Cowboys was holding, and they called the Giant for holding. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It was a face mask. The Cowboy, it was a face
that was scripted. Fucking
what
bullshit.
The fuck was that? That's the thing.
And then the mysterious flag that he fucking picked up too.
Yeah. So, you know, there's always the chance that a ref can throw a flag at a bad time, but I'm also of the thinking that if the referee costs you a game, you cost yourself the game. You put it in the referee's hands to cost you that game. Simple as that. You failed another aspect.
There's a question. Scouse has asked it. Has Tress ever done a designed fake punt? Can you
I
remember
don't
one?
think so. I remember Sweezum doing Sean Sweezum. I think it was the last one.
I can't remember one.
You
definitely.
remember Sweezum? We had him for like 2 years.
Yeah, I remember Sean.
Hopkins. Did Hopkins? That's the only fake I remember. I don't remember. Hunter the punter. Yeah. What was it? Hunter Smith or Hunter? What's his name? What was his name? He was
Hunter the punter.
Indy's punter for a while. Indy's punter for a while, and then came to us. He was the last one that did like a fake punt, but he ran it. I think
Okay.
that was 2008.
I'm reading
think.
here that Kyler Murray invited a bunch of commanders over to play golf, and he took them to putt-putt. So that was nice. he just calls it golf. So anyway, like I said, these are free. All right, so Jesse, give me an X factor for defense.
Oh God.
Sounded like some bad pipes there, didn't it? It sounded like somebody had a plumbing problem. Jesus Christ.
I know it's raining at your house, Jesse,
Yeah.
but wow.
I'm gonna say Armstrong. We need to see some
Good shout.
pass rush.
Yeah, Dorrance Armstrong needs to show up. We need to hear your name because the first time I've heard it was when Scott said it about an hour ago. Scott, who's your X factor for defense?
Jonathan Allen. He needs to step up, or else, for me, I'll see you at the trade
Step
deadline,
out.
my man.
Bench
Bye.
his ass.
All right,
Honestly, it's just
The pathetic display of play last week I saw from him was unfucking acceptable.
yeah, you can't make any excuses for him loafing.
No.
You know, you just can't. If you're going to be out there on the field, you got to give it your all. My X factor is Bobby Wagner. We need to stop the run. We need to keep James Conner in check, man. Simple as that. We can't let them just run the ball and then dictate everything else. So, Bobby Wagner, dude, you're the Hall of Famers. We got to see it. Step up. Get these guys down before they get 4 yards downfield. Get these guys down in the hole. Get these guys down behind the line. I want to see Bobby Wagner have a big-time Bobby Wagner game.
Quan Martin too.
Okay.
yeah.
He's going to be needed on the back end.
Chin
Yeah,
as well is
of course.
going to have to try and help help the corners.
Chin had a
Forbes is
really
gonna-
good play.
He did, yeah,
break up
with St. Juice.
That 2-point conversion. That was a good play.
What, illegally?
One thing I will say about the defense is they are flying around,
They do.
Yeah.
except for the defensive line. But the linebackers and defensive backs, I do see them, especially like Luvu,
Igbenamike,
Quan Martin,
he flies
Sanistril.
Yeah.
They are flying around to the ball. They're just not in the right spots at the right time, I guess.
And they're not finishing tackles.
Too. Yeah.
That's the most aggravating thing is these defensive
Yes.
linemen getting a hold of somebody in the backfield and he just gets away.
I haven't looked.
Go ahead.
I haven't looked at the numbers, but I would assume that we're probably tops of the league of missed tackles.
I would say so. I mean, the thing is, out there in space, they tackle well. I'll say that. We don't see a whole lot of yak going on, especially last week, man. When they decided they wanted to clamp down on the Bengals, they stopped them from moving the ball once they caught the pass. They were able to tackle right then and there. So it's just behind the line of scrimmage, man. It's just in traffic, you got to bring that guy down. I need to see Daron Payne not falling off a guy. You don't fall off a guy. You're Daron Payne for fuck's sake.
And on that play, it was a 2-yard loss. It turned into a 12-yard gain. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Right.
Because everybody like the Red fucking sea.
Yeah, and it's disheartening. It's the kind of thing that keeps the defense on the field, and it really kind of brings you down. Thankfully, we've had a quarterback that can bring everybody back up. And to say one more thing in his favor, I don't see him getting the big head. I don't hear him saying anything that's other than humble and trying to do his best. So that's why I foresee more of the same. All right, so I have one more argument. All of you people out there, this one is for whoever the hell wants to talk about it. So let's see here. I'm going to put this up and say it's going to be this.
Sit down and shut the fuck up. Shut up! Shut up! Sit the fuck down and shut up! Shut up and sit down. Will you shut up? Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
I'm going to tell you what nobody has ever said in the last 25 years. We got to play Eli Manning this week. That fucking guy is not a Hall of Famer, and I don't give a fuck what he fuck his 2 games.
Fucking Giants hater.
No, dude, listen to me. This guy's career he's pedestrian. He had 2 blip seasons in which a defense, Justin Tuck and Michael Strahan.
MVP, Super Bowl MVP.
I don't give a fuck. Those are
Super
2
Bowl
games.
winner.
His career,
He's a Hall of
averaged.
Famer.
No, his career.
He might not be first ballot, but he should be in the Hall of Fame.
No, he shouldn't.
I'm so mad on Twitter about this shit.
He was going crazy.
He's so mad about it.
Because it's you fucking kids these days, they have no goddamn concept of what the Hall of Fame is. It's not about 2 goddamn games. I don't care if he fucking beat Brady. So did Nick Foles. All right? I don't care if he beat Brady. The fact of the matter is,
Foles
he
got
played.
a statue.
He played 16. So give him a statue. I don't care. Give him a statue with what was Eli more famous for? His winning or his faces he made when he threw an interception? People loved his faces because
That's
Eli.
true, Timothy.
Here's the fact. What does Timothy say?
That's true.
Name me one, Timothy. Go ahead. I'll tell you what.
Probably many.
Leroy Kelly is one. Give me another one. Give me a quarterback that's a lesser athlete. Yeah, Leroy Kelly doesn't belong in the
He
Hall.
did beat, as Scout said there, he did beat an undefeated team.
I don't give a fuck.
Bowl.
That doesn't mean it's a look. This is the thing. The Hall of Fame isn't about one game. His career. Let me finish my sentence.
His career. All right.
His career.
Would you take his career if he played for Washington?
It's not the point. I'm talking about what he did in New York. 16 years he played. 9 of those years his team finished 8-8 or worse. All right? 9 out of 16. 9 out of 16 years he didn't even finish in the top 10 of passers. He only finished in the top 10 7 times and never above 5. Ever. He never led in a single passing category. Dude, top 10 we're talking about. This is not the Hall of Fame. This is the Hall of goddamn, he's okay. But that doesn't get you. He never led the league in a single passing category ever. Ever. The fact of the matter was, let me ask you this. You remember his career. When we played the Giants, when anybody played the Giants, if Eli Manning was behind or needed a score with 3 minutes to go, what did you think would happen? He'd drive down and score, or chances are he'd throw that fucking interception?
He'd shit the bed sometimes.
He shit the bed so often. It was what he was known for.
But his totality and those Super Bowls mean a lot. And
They don't. They're 2 games.
I think they're. I kind of agree with Timothy. There are lesser people that are less deserving in the Hall of Fame than Eli Manning.
This is what I'm asking you. Who?
I mean, we could go down a list. I don't have the list up there right now, but
I'm here.
I think I don't think he's first ballot. I will say
I
that.
agree.
He's no ballot. Eli
do say
Manning
that.
should be signing autographs down at the fucking Dairy Queen. That's where he gets his Hall of Fame fucking credentials. He does not belong in the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry.
336 TDs and 57,000 yards, John. That's not a bad.
Dude.
That's not a bad score. 3,500 yards.
Almost
Pro Bowls
20
if you
years.
average it out.
4 Pro Bowls in 16 years. Get out of here. This dude was 25% successful. Get out of Dodge. This is not how you judge a quarterback for the Hall of Fame.
It's not.
I'm not,
like
and
they,
as you say, I'm not. He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he is. He is in the ticket.
He should.
Listen,
he should
John,
have his name read.
Can you please admit that there's just a tinge of Giants hate
I
coming
hate that
into your
Oh no! But let me say
into
something.
this whole thing.
Let me say something. No, it doesn't, because I can see a career based on the career, not necessarily because it was Eli Manning. Because I remember that dude laid 50 on us. He had his days. But if the Hall of Fame is about a whole career, and if you look at the careers of the quarterbacks that are in there, they dwarf his. Even you take the guys who never won anything, like Marino, broke every record. Jim Kelly won more games in the 90s than anybody. Went to 4 fucking Super Bowls in a row. You can't put Eli Manning in these.
2-time over Super Bowl
So is
champion
Jim
and
Plunkett.
Super Bowl MVP.
So is Jim Plunkett.
That's exactly what Deluxe says. Plunkett and Eli are both exactly 500 records with 2 Super Bowl wins.
And Plunkett was a first overall pick whose career was meh up until he had like 3 good years at the end, and he won 2 Super
Eli,
Bowls.
what was Eli? He was the first overall, wasn't he as well?
But it was a trade thing.
It was the trade with San Diego, wasn't it?
He refused to go to. He didn't want to play in San Diego.
Yeah.
So him and Phil
That's what kind of turned me off from Eli Manning. Other than he's a rival, but I don't think he's a first ballot Hall of Fame, or maybe even second ballot. But
or 4th or 5th or 19th or 38th.
He should be in there.
Dude, I think that the ice sheets should come down and cover the United States before they put him in the Hall of Fame, and it's got nothing to do with his uniform. Look,
how about let's get Joe Jacoby and Brian Mitchell in the Hall of Fame? Now let's do that.
Joe Jacoby, definitely. The fact of the matter is, like Troy Aikman. Okay, people will say to me, "Well, why is Troy Aikman in the Hall of Fame?" Well, he did win 3, and leadership matters, all right, and that does make any difference. And it wasn't just 3 fluke seasons where he got carried in. I can remember one of those seasons that he got to the Super Bowl. What was his name? Jim Fossil. They had lost like 3 or 4 in a row, and Fossil, remember, he got up, I'm taking over play calling, and right then, Michael Strahan and Justin Tuck did like some enormous lines of cocaine and went off for like 6 straight weeks and just crushed everybody in front of them.
Was that when they had a 9-7 record?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they went out.
But Justin Tuck and Michael Strahan just said no
that was
offense
the year of the
is
catch.
moving.
The catch, right? That was
David
when
Tyree.
Tyree.
Yeah,
that
and
was I remember watching that, man. I was at a huge Super Bowl party, and everybody was going fucking bonkers, man.
It was a great play.
Yeah, it was. It was.
I'll give it to Eli. He escaped. He got away and made that throw. But you know what? Go put Tyree in the fucking Hall of Fame, because that's why he won that Super Bowl. Because even if he did make that throw,
that ball is in the Hall of Fame.
Right, and like I said, put Eli Manning's picture in the Hall of Fame next to the Super Bowl trophy that the Giants won.
Timothy says, what are your thoughts on Ken Stabler? Yeah.
Ken Stabler was one of the leaders, or he was the leader of one of the best teams in the 1970s, the entire decade. They went to numerous championships over and over and over again. They went to a Super Bowl and won it. Was he the quarterback that lost to... Well, no, Plunkett beat the Eagles. So... Stabler, it took a long time for Stabler to get in, but Stabler, I think his overall career, win-loss records, it's better, It's like kids these days, you fucking kids, they look at Vinny Testaverde's stats and they go, this guy should be in the Hall of Fame. Look, he threw for like 7 miles. It's because he threw interceptions all damn day and was coming from behind all day.
And he had a 20-year career, too.
Right. I'll tell you, the best thing that ever happened to him was him hurting his ankle. He tore his Achilles in week 1. We had that one great year for Bill Parcells, and he tore his Achilles, and I said, watch, everybody's going to think he's great after that, because that's all they remember.
Deluxe, I know there's something with the catch in the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure if it was the ball or maybe his whole uniform,
Might
but
be the
something
gloves.
Something is in there because of that catch. I remember seeing it.
All right. Well, that's all I really want to say on the matter.
I got one more. I got one more thing
okay.
about what you something that you posted the other day. I think it was a retweet. Quinn said there was, or from Ken. there was some power rankings that have been floating out here, and the Commanders were 29th on that list.
I don't agree.
And a lot of fans don't agree with that, and I can understand your point. I mean, we just came off that Monday night magical game. I am going to agree with that because of the fact that I don't think wins are sustainable right now because of our defense. I don't believe. I think we cannot expect to win shootouts every freaking week.
No, we can't.
And I don't expect us to win. I got us, about 8 games. I don't expect us to win 8 games if our defense keeps playing like it is, because I do think there is going to come a time where Jaden's going to be a rookie. And I think we should all expect that, and there's going to be mistakes coming. We can't expect him to play perfect games like week in and week out.
Right.
So until they either have to show me, this defense has to show progression, okay? Because it is that bad. I don't know if many people realize how bad this defense is. Do the research, man. It's there hasn't been a defense this bad in 40 freaking years. It's that bad.
Our quarterbacks have no idea what to do when the ball comes.
Back to that again. So before we go, what's your predictions?
No, wait, Jesse was still finishing.
Sorry, Jesse. Sorry.
So before you get bent out of shape about them being ranked, please think about that and let's not expect Jaden to be a miracle worker week in and week out.
All right, so to that, 29, I think that's where I have a problem. You're going to tell me there's only 3 teams worse than us. I'd say 24, 25.
It's only 3 weeks, though, John.
I get it, but if you're going to put out power rankings, that's all you can look at, right? We're 2-1. Okay, we have, and in all candor, we haven't been stopped since week 1. So, like I said, I'm not saying we should be top 10, top 20, 24. 25?
It's fine. Yeah, thereabouts. That's where I would probably put us.
We're not the fourth weakest team in the league.
I've seen some put us 15th, and I was like, wow, okay. But that's way too high.
Because our defense
I would say mid-20s is about right, but 29th is probably too light. You're telling me we're nearly as bad as Carolina. We're nearly as bad as New England.
I'm not saying 29's okay, but I understand where they're coming from when they say that. Listen, I was listening to a lot of the national podcasts after, like the Mina Kimes, the ESPNs, the Fox Sports Networks, the big major national podcasts. Just listen to what they had to say about the Commanders, and they love this offense. But again, they all say this defense is they're not. They don't see us a playoff team, and I don't either.
I can't disagree.
And because of the defense, it's that bad. I mean, anybody can run on us, and anybody. I bet if you line John up at tailback, he'll be able to get 10 fucking yards. I wish I was being sarcastic.
That would be something to see. I have to put my picture of my stupid looking helmet up on here that I had on yesterday. But look, that's it for me. You can't just tell me that we are the 4th worst team in the league. And I get it. Our defense might not be so good, but I also know good quarterback play is the rising tide that floats all the boats. And right now, that's what we're getting. And so how many times, though, is your heart in your throat when Jaden's running?
Oh, yeah. Every time.
Yeah.
And it's just PTSD, isn't it?
No, it's not. Quarterbacks get hurt, man, at a freaking
that's
huge
what I'm
rate.
saying. Yeah, I know.
But they get hurt in the pocket.
They do
more.
They do.
Just
You're
same.
right.
Just
You're
the
100%
same.
right.
What gets me is running between the tackles, and he had another run. Albeit for the first down. But that's what makes me fucking nervous. When he's running, when he gets outside the tackles, I'm a little, even though I am a little bit antsy. But running between the tackles is I don't want to fucking see it at all.
Yeah, no, not me either. I like to have the threat of the run, but I'm like nervous as shit as soon as he starts going till he gets free, and then I'm happy. All right, Scotty, you got any final thoughts? You got anything you want to argue about? You got anything you got to say?
Not at all. No, I'm on the hype
predictions?
train. Come and join me. Come and
Fuck
join
that.
me.
I'd say this,
Score
Jesse. You and I
predictions.
had a good fight. We should jump on Scotty for a minute. Just do it. Let your kid watch
You
horror
fucking
movies.
spell offense with a fucking C. What the fuck is
matter
wrong
with
with you?
Shut up. Eyeglasses, faucets. That's all I'm saying. Sidewalk. Come on. Why is everything so descriptive? Unbelievable. Anyway, score predictions. Let's do it.
All right. My score is
I'm
John
going last.
0 in knowing what the fuck Scott was just talking about. Scott 1.
We had an argument in the car about like what name American things that you do. You do more better than British things.
Let's talk about sidewalks for a second. They
I
call
don't have
those
any in my
they
neighborhood.
call their
pavement.
pavements. A
It's a
pavement.
pavement.
Okay, a sidewalk is a fucking walkway on the side of the goddamn road. A pavement,
Which is also made of pavement.
yeah. A pavement can be a million fucking things. Road, blacktop,
road.
a basketball court, outdoor basketball court. You know, that's pavement. My driveway's a pavement.
Maybe they take
Your
the dogs
driveway
for
is
a,
your driveway.
maybe they, and a parkway is what? So anyway, yeah, you know, I don't get into these kinds of arguments because I think that I'm pretentious enough to put a U in the word.
Horseback riding. Come
Well,
on.
what else is it? What do you call it?
We aren't gonna ride a horse on its fucking back, like on its neck, are you? Do you know what I mean? What are you talking about? Oh, I'm here for my eyeglasses. Well, I'm gonna put glasses on my balls, am I? What are you talking about?
I just call them glasses. I don't know if
Exactly.
anybody
Then that,
calls them
and
glass
that's
of water.
No,
I
What do
got
you call
glasses right there. They're cups.
we call them
Glass of water.
glasses. Glasses.
spectacles.
I've got a monocle.
That's right. Scott's got his reading lenses are in. Horseback riding, I don't bother with because I don't do it. And
No, but it's just horse riding. Why do you have to mention the back of the horse?
Horse riding sounds a little.
because we
No,
do
that's
things
what it is. It's
differently.
horse riding. It's
Well,
just,
but you see,
Yeah, but
Queen
I-
Victoria,
I
didn't she ride horses, but did an entirely different way?
Yeah, my friends, one of my childhood friends' mom could show you some websites about some different.
No, I am
horse riding.
I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that
you know
stuff.
what?
No.
One of us here in this chat right now has had a head of state that used to fuck horses, and two of us have not. So, or at least that we know
Okay.
of. Honestly, I don't know what Ulysses S. Grant was into, but that's
Look
another
at
fact.
Mike's nailed it for me. He says the best way to describe America is that it was a good idea but got out of hand. Absolutely.
Oh,
agree
fuck
with
off, Mike.
I got it.
You.
You stay in Canada, you
You're
dick.
welcome.
Canada. Oh,
All right, score predictions.
Yes, please,
Score
go right
predictions.
ahead.
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to say Commanders 31, Cardinals 30. We win it. We win it on a Siebert kick.
Okay. Jesse.
No, you first.
Me? Oh, I'm going for a 24 to 30 win.
All right.
Are you
38.
sure you mean win and not like truck? The fuck is a lorry
Win.
anyway?
A lorry, it's basically a HGV or a heavy goods vehicle.
A truck.
A truck, yeah. But then you call a truck that you would drive in like a F1, a Ford
A semi.
F50. We're talking a truck that you drive, a semi, yeah, as you call it, yeah.
Right. Well, there's different kinds of trucks. We happen to know that. We don't need to tell one-
Gas. It's not fucking gas. It's petrol.
No, it's gasoline.
It's gasoline.
Gas.
Oh, gas.
It's petrol.
All right.
Aluminum.
42.
Don't let's get started on the periodic table of elements. God damn it!
It's aluminium. What are you talking about? Anyway.
Aluminium. My God, you know what kind of a pretentious fag I'd sound like in the store? Look, excuse me, could you show me what the aluminium is?
It's called aluminium.
Aluminium.
It's not aluminum, is it? Fucking hell, what are you
If I go
talking
ask
about?
for aluminium in some store, they're gonna think I'm asking that I'm some kind of.
Mind you, to be fair, you were giggling when I was at Nats Park asking for a bottle of water and they didn't understand it, yeah. You were like, typical British.
I was
Can I have a
laughing.
bottle of water?
I was laughing because the guy you were talking to, if you would have just said agua, he would have known exactly what you wanted.
Exactly.
Water, water.
Anyway.
All right. 42.
42.
42. 31.
Cardinals. Oh, you are a dick, aren't you?
fucking shouting.
Sorry.
I'm getting bitched out.
All right, we will stop shouting.
It's fucking 11 o'clock at night, you fuck.
All right, we will stop shouting so Scotty doesn't get in trouble with the wife because Slender Man might show up at the house and give him a hard time. All right, then.
It looks like he's flinching.
He is. She's coming at him with the frying pan there. She's on him. All right, then. We will be back right after the football game to get Scotty in trouble with the wife again.
Thanks for everybody in the chat.
Yeah, man. Good to see everybody. And please give us thumbs up. Tell everybody, tell all your friends, tell all your family and everybody. Because honestly, if you don't tell them and they find out about it on their own, they'll be pissed off at you. So tell them. Hey.
That is 100% accurate, Scouse.
Man knows how to stay happy, and that's all there is to it. And one of the best ways to stay happy is to quit fucking shouting. All right, then. Till then.
What's shouting?
All right, so we will be on tomorrow at 12:30 to do our football picks, provided Scott can get enough makeup to cover his fucking to cover his black
eye.
So at 12:30 tomorrow, we're going to do our NFL picks, and then we'll be on right after the game for our immediate reaction, and then we'll see you then. So until then, later all.